And welcome to today's lesson. In this tutorial we are going to look at how to create a very simple database for a supermarket. So not wasting my time, let me take you through Visual Basic and let's all do it together. What I'll do is I'm first going to design the look of my form. So I'm going to change the color of this form to purple. Choose purple right there. Then I'm also going to make changes to the form border style. Then I'm going to choose none, and let's save this and go to the toolbox. I also need a panel to design my login form. I need this panel right there. Let me expand this. And I'm also going to change the color of this panel to white. And let's also go to the toolbox and go to Visual Basic Power Pack, and we will need this oval shape right there. I'm going to expand this. And let's also enhance the appearance of this oval shape. Now let's select fill style, then we choose solid. Now let's also enhance the look of this oval shape. I'm going to change the color also to purple. Let's save. Now let's also go for a text box. I'll need text box. And let's expand this text box. I'm going to change the font to Times New Roman. And let's select 12, then bold, then save. Let's copy this text box. I need additional one, and with this one I'm going to click on this arrow, then select multi-line, and I'm going to change the color. I'm going to change the color to purple. And let's go to the size of this text box, and I'm going to clear this 0 for it to be 2. Let's select this text box and drop it right there. Let's copy that and paste it, and let's drag it to this side. Now let's select both text box and go to text align, then we align it to center. Then from here let's also go to the border style, then let's select none. Let's see, and let's also go for a picture box. Let's double click. I'm going to expand this picture box. And let's click on this arrow and size mode, and let's choose stretch image. And let's also browse for an image. Import. Then I'm going to browse this from the desktop. Then I need this image. Let's save. Now let's also go to the toolbox, and we need the Bonifa 10 button. Those who came for those plugins, you can use it, or if you don't also have it, you can just use the default ones. I want Bonifa 10 button. Just double click, and I also need the Bonifa ellipse. Just double click and go for the button. Let's drop it right here. Now let's go to the property tab and change the look of this button. I want purple. Let's resize this. And I'm also going to change the text color to white, and let's change the font as well. And I'm also going to change the text to login. Let's clear, enter login. And I'm going to copy and paste. And this is going to be my clear button. And I also need additional picture box. Let me double click on this picture box, and I'm going to increase the size. And let's set the size mode to stretch. Let's browse for an image. Let's click on OK. And I'm going to copy and paste it right here. And let's browse for this image. Just double click, then OK. Let me change this image back to this image that I have here. Let me choose this, and let me come to this image and also change this. Let's give this a try. Okay, so this is how the whole thing look like. Let's try and enter entire username and password in this text box. Let's click on the first text box that is going to accept the user name or the user input. Let's go to text and enter user name, and let's come here. Okay, let me change the font size to, let me go to font and 14. And we are going to enter password. Save. Now let's click on the Bonifa ellipse and change the look of our form. I'm going to change this to 50 for us to get an oval shape. This is how it looks like. Let's run this. This is how the whole thing look like. and let's go back to the form. Let me run this again and let's look at what we are going to do next. What we are going to do next is whenever we click on this text box, we want it to just wipe away whatever that the text box contains, and let's take care of that. What we do is we will double click on the first text box and just click on this arrow, then we look for click. We just click, then we are going to enter as follows: if text box 1, so that very text box is text box 1, your text equals what it contains, that is enter username, then text box 1 dot text equal to nothing. Now let's end this if here and let's proceed with if text box 2, that the text box which is going to accept the password, equals enter password. Sorry, text box 2 is empty. Here should be empty. Is empty, then text box 2 dot text is also equal to enter password. Let's save this and let's go back to this text box. Let's double click and switch to click. And let's enter if text box 2 dot text equal enter password, then text box 2 dot text is equal to nothing, and let's count beneath here. If text box 1 dot text equal to nothing, then text box 1 dot text is equal to enter username. Let's get back to the form, and here should have been enter username, so let's correct that. Enter username. Now let's give this a try. Yeah, everything is working fine. Now let's go back to the form. Now let's take care of our login button. Let's enter if text box 1 dot text equals Maxwell, and text box 2 dot text is also equal to 1, 2, 3. You can change it to any word or any letter that you want it to be. Then the message box should prompt us with in here, let's say welcome Maxwell. Now let's enter else. There should be a message box. And let's enter wrong user inputs. and once it gives a wrong user input, then you should set the text box 1 dot text equals enter user name, as we have this on the text box, and text box 2 dot text is also equal to enter password. Let's try this. Let's enter the wrong input, login, wrong user input. Then we set it back to enter username and enter password, and let's enter the correct password and username, Maxwell. Then we have 1 2 3. Now log in, welcome Maxwell. Then it is working successfully. Let's log in again, welcome. Let's take care of that. Now what we are going to do is, when it welcomes you, we want it to set it back to enter username and password in more professional way. So what we will do is we will just copy this sheet. Let me paste it back. I cut it. We just copy this two code and paste it right here. Let's run this. Let's try this again. Maxwell. Then 1 2 3. Log in. Then welcome Maxwell. Then it should set it back to enter username and password. Now let's go back to the form. Now that's the end of our login form. So in our next tutorial, we will try and link this to a progress bar, supposing the user enters the correct input or the correct value, and when we click on login, it should just activate the progress bar before we create our user interface, I mean our entities and those stuffs. Thank you for watching.